All right, so time, it is running out as these two daughters try to track down their elusive mom. Take a look.
Speaking of moms, ours hasn't reached out to any of your old dealers, and she hasn't shown up at any of the churches in town, so. You got any other ideas?
It's Crash Con. We usually find her wearing the loudest t-shirts and flirting with the richest nerds.
Yeah, but Flint and Jesse Maines hate aliens. I mean, it's literally their only hobby. If she's with them, I'm betting she's lost her affection for the simple charms of UFO novelty kitsch.
Playing the role of Liz on the CW's Roswell, New Mexico, we have actress Jeanine Mason with us this morning. Hey there, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Okay, so that was a clip from last week's special episode, which pays tribute to the original 1999 series Roswell and their UFO convention episode. So in what ways did last week's episode pay homage to the original in your eyes?
Oh my gosh, so much. I thought particularly scenes in which Jesse Maines, played by Trevor, who's just wonderful. He just evokes everything for me, that dynamic of the father and the son standing outside of the Crash Con and all the lights in the background. It really gave me all the 90s nostalgia. But there were little hints here and there too on posters. We had Shiri's name on a bunch of posters. There's so many Easter eggs for fans to
that's so
pick
exciting.
out of,
You
last
know.
week's episode and tonight's finale.
Well, that's what they look for, those little bits, right? Just to go, I saw what they were doing there. All right, so let's talk about tonight's season finale. I know you can't tell us all that much, but does it end with any surprises or cliffhangers?
Oh, man, yeah. You know, we were very lucky that by the time we shot this season 2 finale, we already knew we were picked up for our 3rd season. So
Yay.
We were really able to, thank you. So we were really able to be brave and do something that I feel really is right for the characters, particularly for Liz, because I always like to speak from her journey. But it's something that I think is brave for her. It's the right choice for her. And I think fans will be split on their feelings about it, and it gives us just a beautiful place to move in season 3.
Ooh,
so
that's a good hint right there. Okay, so we mentioned it there just quickly, but congratulations in order for being renewed for season 3. Let me ask you, how do you expect this to work, though? I mean, when do you start shooting? How will that be different? What kind of new practices are going to be a part of it?
Absolutely. It's going to be a new world for us. Our unions just all joined together and came out with some protocol, and that came out this week. So now it's this part of trying to implement that and get that on its feet. And I feel as if it's just my job as a #1 of a series, which I'm so grateful and fortunate to be, to just do whatever I can to get everybody back to work, but make sure we're doing that safely. So,
but how do you do that? I mean, if you're acting in close quarters, I don't know if there are like scenes where you've got love scenes or other. I mean, there are all kinds of different scenarios, right? So how do you make that work in this new reality?
Absolutely. I mean, that's really. The proposals are what's being put out there right now. A lot of it is us quarantining ourselves together, and that requires that we all be committed to obeying by the rules. And there's social distancing can definitely be honored on sets. It's harder for actors. So our actors are the vulnerable people. You can't have a mask on all the time. So all this protocol is really addressing that, making sure our actors are safe. And,
that's interesting, though, the idea of quarantining yourselves together. Okay, we'll see how that plays out. In the meantime, though, it is graduation season, and you recently participated as a speaker for a virtual graduation. Tell us about that.
I was so honored to do this, and it was incredible. I got to be the keynote speaker at Define Americans #Immigrad 2020 commencement, and it's just an incredible group of students who have such bright futures. We are so grateful and so lucky to be their community, in their community, and to be their neighbors, and to be on the receiving end of their brilliance moving forward, all the stuff that they're bringing. And listening to these students speak, I was sitting in the waiting room on Zoom, emotional, listening to them, to their journeys, how much they've been through already, how proud they are to be here, and how bright their futures are. I feel very lucky that they asked me to be a part of it.
Of course, that's fantastic. And it's wonderful that you were able to spend a little bit of time with them. I'm sure it made their graduation all the more special. Jeanine, thanks for joining us today. We appreciate it. Great speaking with you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
All right, you take care. And be sure to see her right here on Pix 11 tonight at 9 for the season finale of Roswell, New Mexico.